Hello guys, welcome to the DSS channel. So today I want us to start trading with this boom and crash scalping strategy. Okay, so this strategy is already tested and I want you all to also enjoy this strategy. The strategy is a scalping strategy and can help that small or big account if you stick with the strategy and understand how the strategy really works. Okay, so to have a better understanding about the strategy, you have to watch this video till the end so you won't miss any explanation about the strategy and how it really works. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys settings of the strategy and I'm also going to teach you guys how the strategy works. Okay, so let's get started. Now the first thing we want to do is to talk about the strategy, how it works, and then we dive into the settings of the strategy. Okay, so first thing we want to do is that we talk about this strategy in a seconds. Okay, so you guys can understand what we are dealing with. Now to do that, this is all the indicator we are going to be using. Now on our main chart, we only need to see the moving average on our main chart. Now we have the stochastic oscillator, which is the arrow, and we have the Ichimoku, which is the line, and we also have oscillator, which is the volume. Okay, so talking about this is the moving average right here. So the moving average is right here. The Ichimoku is this two line right we are seeing right here, and the oscillator is this volume right here. So that is what we are dealing with. Now, how do you take a trade with this strategy? Now, this is all the steps you need to follow before you take any trade with this strategy, and make sure you uh, understand as I'm about to explain how you use this strategy. Now, first thing you want to do is that make sure you subscribe to this channel if you are new. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on your post notification. Anytime we post new strategy, you guys will be aware. Okay, so how does this strategy works? It's very simple and it's very straightforward. Now, what you want to do is that you want to see where the price creates a lot of spike. Okay, I'm talking about the price creating multiple spike. Now, what can you see right here? We see that the price not just create one spike right here. Let's zoom so you guys can see. Now we can see that the price will not create one spike; it creates multiple spike, multiple spike. Now that is the first thing you want to see whenever we are taking the trade with this strategy. And for the zoom level, when you zoom out completely, the zooming once. That is the zoom level. Now you see where the price creates a lot of spike. Now this is the area where the price creates a lot of spike. Now after you see that the price creates a lot of spike, then you want to see that the oscillator has to touch the 20 levels of the stochastic oscillator. It has touched the 20 levels. Okay, that is where we want to see that the oscillator come and touch. After the oscillator touch the 90 level, we also want to see that the Ichimoku as well touch the 90 levels. Okay, it has to move below the 90 level, the 20 levels. Okay, you touch the 20 levels and also move below it, which you can see it right here. Same thing as the oscillator, you also move below it. So very simple and straightforward. Now after you see that two things, then the next thing you want to now see is that you want to see that the Ichimoku cross over each other. It has to cross over each other before it enter back inside the stochastic oscillator. After you move outside the 20 levels, it has to move back inside. Now before you move back inside, we want to see that the crossover happens between the Ichimoku lines, which you can see it right here. So this is what gives us a confidence that the price want to go for a buy. Now after we see that, the next thing we want to see is the oscillator to change from red to green. Okay, it has to change from red to green. This indicates that the price want to go for a buy. Okay, after we see that three things, then the fourth things we want to see is we want to now check the moving average on our main chart. Now what are we seeing in our main chart? What are we seeing in the uh where are we using for next? Okay, so what are we looking for in our main chart? Now we want to see where the price now come and break above the moving average. Okay, talking about this candle that break above the moving average. After this candle break above the moving average, now we wait for another 3 candles, which is this one and this one. After all these candles, then we are enter our trade right after this candle right here. Okay, now we are not catching just 50 candles. You want to catch as many candles as you can based on where based on your confidence in the price move. Okay, so all these price like I say, you don't have to be scared. Now our targeted area should always be at the top of where the spike begins. Okay, and you can see the price eventually hit that area. So that's how you take a trade with this strategy. You are catching almost 300 candles to 200 candles with this strategy. Okay, so let's go back and take a trade on boom again before we call this a day. Now, as I told you already, the first thing we want to look for is where the price creates a lot of spike. Okay, which you can see it right here. So after this, a lot of spike happens. Now we are now waiting for the Chimco to come to its 80 levels. Okay, and we want to see the oscillator also come to the 80 levels. Okay, not just come to the 80 levels, it has to move outside the 80 levels. After we see that, we want to wait for the Chimco to cross each other, same at the 80 levels, outside the 80 levels, before you come back inside. And after we see that the crossover happens, which happens right here, then the next thing we want to see that the oscillator come from change from green to red. Once it change from green to red, now we look into our main chart and want to see candle close below the moving average, and we wait for another 3 candles, and then we take our entries. Now you can see we have this tiny spike right here. Now all this spike right here, you don't have to be scared. Once the spike does not move across outside the last spike, then you don't have to be scared. This is just a minor spike. Okay, so you wait for your entries, and then you can see how many profits you are going to be making with the strategy alone. Okay, so that is how you use this strategy to take a trade. Now let's talk about settings for the strategy. Now how do you add the settings up? You just have to go to where your indicators is. When you get there, the first indicator you are going to be adding is the moving average. So how do we add this up? We click on this F icon at the top. We search for moving average and click on it. Now for the moving average, these are the parameters. Now the period is 15, shift is 0, method is exponential, apply to close, and I'm using the red color. Make sure you use the same color and click on done. Okay, so when you do that, moving on to the next indicator, which is stochastic oscillator. How do we add this up? We click on this F icon again. We search for a stochastic oscillator and click on it. Now, so the stochastic oscillator, you have to set it as default. Then the levels, we need the 20 and the 80 levels. Go back and click on save. Now make sure you set your style as your background color. Okay, don't forget that. Now moving on to the next indicator, which is the Ichimoku. So how do we add this up? We click on this indicator window 1F. We search for Ichimoku and click on it. Now for the Ichimoku, the location is 1, the Kijunction is 4, the SMAMB is 2, applies to price field, and for the color, we need the location color and the color and the spam. Then you click on save. Okay, now go back after you click on save, then you have your click on save, and then you have your Ichimoku in the chart. Now for the last indicator, which is the oscillator, how do we do this? We click on this F icon again, we search for Ichimoku, and we just click on save. Just have to set it as default, then click on save. Then you have your oscillator in your chart. So that is all the settings we are going to be using for the strategy. Okay, I hope you guys find this video helpful. Find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on post notification, and time posting strategy. You guys will be aware. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.